Hey everybody, Rob Cootie here. Today is Thursday, January 24th. Hard to believe, June 24th. And you can see I'm messing with the lighting. I got a little bit of a thing there, but I'll fix that in a little bit. Anyway, the point is that today is the 24th of June. We're in our last, the home stretch of June. Let's put it to you that way. July 4th right around the corner, and I hope everybody has great plans for the 4th. And is going to be safe. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of challenges when people get in large groups. So be careful. All right. With that being said, today, as always, we go live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We ask that you help get the message out about our podcast. And you can do that by simply sharing our hashtag, which is hashtag the MLM Solution, hashtag the MLM Solution. You can go to our website and hit the share button is there. Hit the share button there as well. Only takes a second. And then you start the positive process of the sharing. Well, I'm struggling this morning. Anyway, the point is you can have a positive impact on somebody across the globe that you don't even know by simply taking a second or two to share our podcast, our platforms, and our website. I got it out. Thank God. All right. With that being said, I'm not going to continue to talk that much more. Today is podcast number 205. Once again, struggling this morning. Don't know why. Change is inevitable. And guess what? When change happens, if you don't have ball-bearing hips and are able to maneuver yourself and your business through those changes, your activity and all your efforts could go for naught. You do not want that to happen to yourself or your business or your future. Find out how you can navigate the inevitable change that the company and your business is going to go through. We'll start that process here at 11 a.m. And if I don't shut up, we're not going to make it. All right. I'll see you in a bit.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie and Marie Cannon.
Hello there, Miss Marie. Happy Thursday morning.
Good morning, Rob. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I was a little tongue-tied trying to get through that intro. You know, sometimes it just flows, and sometimes I guess because of age, your tongue's all twisted.
Yeah, I hear you fast forwarded us all the way into January. You really want to get to that episode 300, don't you?
Or we were Back to the Future and we went backwards in a time machine. It was one of the two. I'm not sure which, but I struggled through it. I was a trooper.
Well, I tell you what, it's been so hot here, I'd take January right now. So.
Oh, no. Wow. We are not having that. We're having a cool streak. It's very cool today in the 70s, believe it or not.
Lucky.
Yeah. The wife and I, every morning, we sit on the front porch drinking our coffee with the doggies in our lap to start our day. And she had a blanket on because it was that cool.
The wife or the doggies?
Both. I did not. Man law, page 9, paragraph 3 states, you shall not wimp out and cover yourself during the cold.
Nice.
I've been thinking about writing the man law book. Did you remember those commercials?
Oh, yeah. Wasn't it something about losing your man card or something?
Yeah, there was a lot of that. Remember they had a round table and Burt Reynolds was there? Those commercials are on YouTube and they are funny as crap because you could see guys doing that, thinking they're in charge. Sitting around the table making these silly rules that only apply to men. Like they're going to get away with that. Not because of the political environment or the, what do you call it? Being politically correct. Who cares about that crap? It's just as men to think that you're in charge. Well, okay. You guys go have your fun.
Yeah, we'll let you think that. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it'd be funny to write a book like that. And I know it would be taken the wrong way in today's world, but there again, you know me, I don't give a crap. I just barrel down.
That's almost a perfect example of today's subject, right? Things that were funny and considered, kind of like brushed off at the time. Change is inevitable. Man, things have changed.
Oh yeah, things have changed. Yes, they have, and it's unfortunate. But the good thing is, common sense is winning out. People are fighting back, and rightfully so. So, with that being said, Miss Marie, today's episode, as you said, change is inevitable, is a very important one because, we always talk about all the basic principles, steps, methods, strategies that you need to take. But, the one thing you cannot predict, the one thing that you can do over and over again, which is the steps, doesn't always predict what's going to happen with the company, right? Or with the economy, right? Things that you cannot control that are going to have an impact on your business. For instance, without jumping too far ahead in the subject matter, if you have a change in the economy, Miss Marie, it affects different people in different ways. Some people may lose their jobs and they're panicky and they're like, I got to build this business now. Help me, please. Help me, help me, help me. Other people are like, you know what? I have to put in more hours because they let go 300 people. So now there's only 100 of us left, and us 100 have to make up for those 300. And so now people are putting in more hours, which has an impact on your business. At the same time, you're going to have a lot of mixed emotions and mixed signals coming out of your business because, once again, the economy is going to affect people in a different way, and it can be overwhelming. You could be going to bed at night not knowing if you're going to have a business when you wake up the next day. So that's one of the things that we're going to touch on today. What do you think?
I think you're absolutely accurate. And the good thing about the network marketing industry is there's almost not a bad time in the economy, even though things change all the time. There's almost not a bad time in the economy to be building your business. As a matter of fact, I would put forth that a really good time to be building a network marketing business is right now. Because if you look at things are kind of booming, right? The real estate market in most areas across the US right now, it is hot. It is a total seller's market. Employment is picking up. There's lots of jobs available. There seems to be a lot of growth. But at the same time, we know the government has infused a whole lot of money into the economy. So inflation is coming. Things are going to get rougher. Your dollar is not going to go as far. And a lot of people have already realized they need a side hustle. They need a second income. And this is one of the best opportunities to create that income, even if it's just a supplementary type of thing to help pay for kids' education, a car payment, help with the utilities, whatever may happen, because I think people are starting to notice too, prices are going up. Have you tried to buy a used car lately? Used car prices here in the US are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's almost getting as bad as real estate. You go to the grocery store and a little plastic bag of groceries now is almost $100. So, things are getting more expensive. People are going to be looking for a way to make an income. And we've done episodes before talking about the fact that, yes, you can build this business quickly, but most of the time, if you need money now, you need to go out and find another job or find some other gig that pays on an hourly basis. This is something that builds over time. You want something, this is something that will allow you to create a decent income within a few months, not a few days. So, people need to plan ahead. So those of you who are out there building your business right now, you are in a great spot. I think there's going to be a lot of growth in network marketing companies and organizations coming up here over the next, months to a year or two.
I agree. Well said. And the thing is, Miss Marie, is that the things that you're talking about forces people to reevaluate where they are economically at this moment. Because when things were going so well under Trump, people kind of took a deep breath and said, well, okay, this is cool. We're on a ride. In 4 years, you're like, okay, we're good. Surely I peed my pants and can't mess this up. Well, obviously he can and has and will continue, and it's going to get much worse. I'm sure gas will approach $5 by the time this ding dong gets out of office. And hopefully that's sooner rather than later. But
careful what you wish for there.
I'm talking about both of them. I'm not talking about her.
Yeah, I think he's on his way out. So be careful what you wish for.
There's no doubt. She's a bigger ding dong than him because you know what? She has her facilities and she's still stupid. So that's pretty bad. All right. With that being said, and evil, bad combination. All right. So with that being said, you have a situation where when you're talking about change, we're going to back up a little bit and kind of start from ground zero because we need to touch on different changes that could have a profound effect, just like anything else, yin and yang, bad and good, on your business. And you need to know, and you have to have ball bearing hips to be able to navigate through those changes to maintain your business, okay, and the focus of your downline. So with that being said, let's talk about the company. All right. And we're going to try and do it chronological order. First, we'll talk about inside changes that could have an effect on your business. And then we're going to talk about personal changes within your own life that can have an effect on your business. And then we'll close it out by doing outside sources that have, such as the economy, an effect on your business. Okay. So with that being said, some of the changes that can happen in the company are some of the things that we touched on before, but we really didn't go into detail about how to navigate through those things because what will end up happening, especially if you're top leaders, you've spent a lot of time putting your business together and all of a sudden out of the blue, without really much of a warning, the company comes out and starts changing the comp plan. Well, that can freak you out. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I woke up one day and I spent 2 years putting together a really nice money-making machine, and here's why, and we're taking a little detour here, a golden nugget moment. Here's why Miss Marie and I tell you to build this fast. Get in and get your money and get out. Okay, why? It's the reason why we always advocate using the 90-day mini blast. Why? Because if something happens, if you kind of take your time, I'm not saying you're goofing off, but you're not blazing fast like Rob and Marie, but you're fast. You're going above the speed limit in building your business, meaning that you're faster than most people. And all of a sudden you're in your second year and the company comes up and changes comp plan. Now you're about to pee in your pants because all the work that you put in, you realize you thought, well, I got time. It's a new company. I got time. Everything's rolling around just fine. You wake up one day and all of a sudden you've got a bunch of emails, telephone calls, text messages. What in the hell's going on? Why are they changing the comp plan? You're like, what? What are they talking about? And then your heart drops down to your feet because you look and sure enough, there's a change. And it affects middle to high level performers. And you're like, oh my gosh, now your mind is scrambling. You're almost overwhelmed with fear or anxiety. What am I going to do? How am I going to maintain this? How am I going to answer my people? Are they going to stick around? Instead of focusing on and just calming down and gathering yourself and walking away from the moment so you can clear your head and let your emotions settle down. Remember that old term, Miss Marie, never write an email when you're mad? Never.
At least don't hit send.
That's right. You can write it all day long. Just don't hit send. But the thing is that you want a situation where you want to be able to back up and just take a moment. Like if I woke up and I saw that and I saw the text messages, I'd set the phone down, I'd walk away from the computer, and I'd go outside. I don't smoke, and I'd smoke a cigarette. I'm kidding, of course. But the point is, I would walk away and clear my head, realizing, oh, crap, something's happened. I need to just kind of calm down. Let me get a cup of coffee. Let me, kind of ease into my day a little bit. And then come back in and say, okay, I'm ready. Mentally, I'm ready to address this issue. And then it's about fact finding. What is actually going on? Then call the company, give them your facts. Don't make a decision. Don't answer. Say, hey, let me check things out. I'll get back with you guys. That's a proper answer. Now, we're not going to go in a lot of detail about that, but what I'm saying, I will at least wanted to take a moment, the detour, to give you how to respond to this, not to panic, because everybody's looking to you. You cannot panic. There's nothing you can do about the change. It's going to happen. You just now have to figure out how to keep your business together, how to keep people from quitting or leaving. So with that being said, Once again, everybody's going to look to you. You're the guru. You're the leader of the pack. You're the one everybody comes to, regardless of whether you like it or not. You are the answer man or woman. You're going to be the one that's going to have to get the answers from the company and say, okay, guys, this is what's going on. You're going to have a leadership call, and then you don't go down line. If you have people down line that you never heard from before contacting you, do not directly respond to them. What you do is you get with Marie, and those people are Marie's downline, and you say, Marie, a lot of people in your downline are contacting me. Obviously, they're very concerned. Here's what's going on. It's Marie's job, because she's the head of her own business, and those people are in her organization. Even though they're mine, they're directly in hers, and it's her responsibility to pass information down to them. Okay. So I only respond to the leaders. So I hold a leadership call in a Zoom, whatever, some webinar program, whatever the case may be, where I could communicate to them in private what is going on, okay, and how to handle the situation. All right. Now, based on the change in the comp plan, there's no way to sugarcoat it. If they make a change where they're taking money from the middle to the top people and giving it to the people in the beginning to entice them to stick around longer, there's not much you can do. There's only so much money to go around. If a company's already given 48% out of every dollar, in other words, 48 cents out of every dollar to the distributor force, it's hard for them to find another nickel, believe it or not, based on their aggressive growth plans, their expenses, etc. Okay. So there's only so much to go around, right, Miss Marie? So what you have to do is, instead of saying, okay, instead of paying our distributor force 48 cents out of every dollar, we're going to pay them 53 cents out of every dollar and put our very existence in jeopardy, they'll say, no, we're going to keep everything at 48 cents. What we're going to do is we're going to take some from the rich, in other words, the people in the middle and top, and we're going to give it to the people in the bottom. Well, that can piss off a lot of people that are doing the top performer. They feel like they're being penalized for the great and large businesses that they're building. They're like, this is not good. I do not like this. This is something, the reason I came here is because you guys were competitive in their wages. And really, that's what it is. As a professional business builder, without me continuing to go on and on this, as a professional business builder, if I'm looking at 3 or 4 companies and they're all pretty much the same, except this company that I just recently joined is paying 48% out of every dollar instead of 43%. Well, guess what? I'm going to go where the 48 is. Now, my experience is going to tell me that there could be problems down the road with the comp plan, but you don't know. You don't have a crystal ball. It's just that the experience could tell you, maybe I need to stick with the 43 instead of the 48. But that's neither here nor there. You're with the 48 at this moment. They're making a change, and it is going to have an impact. And you're going to have to prepare yourself for the possibility a good chunk of your people will have left. And to back up a little bit, and then I'll allow Miss Marie, not allow her, but ask for her input. Here's the thing. That's the reason why Miss Marie and I tell you, get in, build, go bonkers. Massive activity, make as much money as fast as you possibly can, and stick around for 2 years. But if you've made $1 million in your first 9 months, and I'm just using numbers here, okay, is it possible? Yes, but there's a lot of things that have to happen. But the point is, let's say $500,000, whatever, okay? The bottom line is you've made a lot of money that could change your life. So now, from 9 months to the 2-year mark, all that money you're making from the 9-month mark to the 2-year mark is gravy, because the $500,000 you've made in the first 9 months changed your life, and you handled everything properly. You paid everything off. You've got money in the bank. Now the money you're making is all profit, is played money, found money, if you will, investment money, whatever the case may be. So then if you have this change, you're not panicking. You're like, oh, crap, people leave my business. This is really going to suck, but at least I have everything taken care of. Right, Miss Marie?
That is accurate. And the scenario you're talking about, of course, when you're talking about impacting the kind of the middle of the pack and the high earners, you're talking a small number of people in your organization, but you're talking about the impactful people in your organization. Mm-hmm. So that's what you have to be prepared for. You may have leaders leave. You may have them taking people with them, but the people that are newer to the business, may not notice a difference, or it may work in their favor. And what it does is when they're front loading like that for the people that are newer, business partners, business builders, distributors, however you want to phrase it, it makes that prospecting and recruiting process a little bit easier because people are making that money on the front end.
Yeah.
But at the time of the change of the compensation plan, that usually rocks the world of the leaders more than the rank and file. So typically when it comes to, hearing from people in your organization, most of the people that aren't earning a huge income, they're just curious and maybe a little bit fearful about it. The ones you need to focus on are the leaders in your organization.
Yeah, exactly. And well put. And I'm glad that you stepped in and filled in that gap about the rank and file, and really did a wonderful job explaining the difference between the two. And that's something that you guys have to realize, is that your rank and file may not, they could care less. They're not in the position, they're just getting started, or they're just making a few $100s a month. And this change really doesn't affect them. And they don't understand all the uproar. Okay. So if that happens and this change happens, you could lose a lot of people. But remember, and I mean high-ranking people, but remember, there will be a new rank and file people that are moving up the ladder that could fill that gap. But here's the thing. You're pretty much going to have to start over. And what I mean is your business will still be steady, and you're going to have to sit down in private and decide whether you want to take your income. If it was at $30,000 a month and it dropped down to 12, you're going to have to ask yourself, do I want to build that back up to 30,000 a month? Because that means, guess what? You're going to have to do a phase 1 and 2 all over again. That means that you have at least a stable base to which to build on, because $12,000 a month is nothing to sneeze at. But if you're wanting that $30,000 a month and you still feel like there's enough time, in other words, the company's still in phase 1, there's still enough time to build that back up to $30,000 a month, then you're going to have to look at doing a phase 1 and 2. You really can't do a phase 3 and 4. We don't have time to go into that at this particular moment, because it won't develop the results that you want. Okay. So, because phase 3 and 4 is a lot different than phase 1 and 2. And in this situation, because timing is essential, in other words, the company could be in the middle of phase 1 growth and heading quickly towards phase 2. There's not enough time for you to really fart around with a phase 3 and 4. You got to get your butt in gear. Phase 1 and 2 means that you're going to put in what? Massive action. Phase 3 and 4 is that you're adding to what you've already built, and you're trying to maximize. And there's not this sense of urgency, even though you're building fast, but there's no panic. You're making money. There's a totally different approach here. You're comfortable, you're consistent, you're like a machine. But in the beginning, phase 1 and 2, you're like, oh shit, I got to get my butt in gear. This company may not be around very long. I need to make money now. I need to get my butt in gear. You got to have that kind of urgency when you are in this situation and a large amount of people leave. So I would not panic, Miss Marie, and give up on what I built, because once again, if your business goes from 30,000 a month to 12,000, 12,000 is a great place to land. You're not broke. And it's a lot better than starting from zero, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing there to consider too is it even possible to build up at this point? If the compensation plans, kind of penalizing the larger earners,
that's right.
Can you at this point? I mean, it's kind of a complicated thing to look at, right? Because you're talking the growth phase of the company, now the new structure of the compensation plan, the type of organization you have, whether or not you have solid leaders in your organization, et cetera, et cetera. We could do a whole episode on that.
We could do a whole episode if you want to put that down. But here's the thing, Miss Marie, this is a prime time for us to say, guys, that's the reason why you can hire us and you can pay us to give you input. We're very versed in this. We know what to look at, and we can give you an outside, unbiased look at your situation. Would you not agree, Ms. Marie? That'd be one of the best approaches to take.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just keep that in mind. All right. With that being said, some other things for the company. If the company changes and does not go into a country, a large market, and they said they would, we're going to, you're going to have kind of the same episode or challenge, but it's not typically as damaging as a comp plan change. Okay, if they said they were going to go into China and they're not, and China being a huge market, and I'm just using that as an example, or the EU, which is a huge market. The thing is that you have a situation where a lot of people would be upset that they're not going to do that, and they promise that, and people realize the value going into a market like that. So that's not as damaging, believe it or not, as a comp plan change, because it's almost like you're reaching somebody's wallet and taking their money from them. So the thing is, when they go in, saying they're going to go into a certain market and they end up not going into that market, that's not money. That is potential money, and people are upset, but they don't have money in their pocket. So it's not as damaging, it's not as emotional. They may be upset, but they're already making money, okay? So you could have a similar challenge there. Same thing with the product. They change a product. Let's say that if don't be a product person. This is one of the dangers of being a product person. If there's a number one selling product in the company, and you built your business on this product, okay? And if you did, kudos to you. But if you built your business, and I've seen this happen, I've had it happen to me before I understood there was opportunity versus product. The thing is that you have a situation where if the FCC comes in or some other legal, there's a lawsuit, and you can no longer sell that product, Miss Marie. Okay, not because it hurt somebody, but because of potential ingredients or because of this or that, or copyright infringement, things of that nature. I have been with a company, I think two, that had similar situations like that. They can no longer sell that product. Okay, and boy, you talk about damaging. If you built your business around that product, I'm going to tell you something. You're in trouble. You're in big trouble. Okay, another reason why we tell you, lead with the opportunity to make money, the opportunity to tap into an exponentially growing company, to take advantage of the financial opportunity it's presenting you. Stay away from the product, right, Miss Marie?
Yeah, it's not stay away from the product. It's don't focus on the product.
That's right.
Because the other issue you have with products is, I think the example you gave is very extreme, but sometimes there are supply chain issues and the product may not be available for a period of time. There may be formulation changes in the ingredients or whatever, again, because of supply chain availability, efficacy, those types of things. It may be a money-making thing on the part of the company. They found a way to make the same product, but it's going to be less expensive, which maybe means less quality, and your customers will notice that. So there are a lot of things that can impact the product for sure.
Yes. And so the thing is that that's some of the internal things. Others, real quick, and we'll move on to the other one. Management changes, leadership changes, company being bought, sold, whatever. Those are other internal things that could have an impact on your business. And the bottom line is, regardless of what happens, you as the leader have to remain calm. If you're the type of person where you kind of panic a little bit when it changes, because a lot of people don't like change, Miss Marie. They could be a top-notch person. They just don't like change. Guys, you got to walk away. You got to step back, take a deep breath, get with the company, go on a fact-finding mission. Find out to the best of your ability, and don't lie to your people. If you can't get a hold of the person that's making the decision, if you can't get enough information, you pass that on and say, look, I've been calling. I've called so-and-so X amount of times. I've emailed them this many times. I have texted them, and guess what? I've not heard anything. I'm making every effort, guys, to find out. Give me a day or two. They may be overwhelmed. That is the proper way to handle that. Okay, it gives you time to step back. It gives you time to do some fact finding, okay, to make some calls. If the company won't return your call, if the owners or the CEO won't return your calls, if you're high enough in the food chain to do that, guess what? You can call, because if you're in the top 5, typically you have the number to the company, okay, for a lot of reasons. A private line, if you will, a bat line, bat phone type situation, okay. If they're not returning your call, guess what? There's other leaders that may have had a conversation with them, and you can call them. I've done that. Hey, what's going on? Because I couldn't get anything from the company. I called the company. They would not return my call. So I picked up, because she was a female, and I told her what was going on. And guess what? she knew some people, and she made a call, and she got back with me and told me, Rob, this is what's going on. It was not good, but here's the point. At least I did the fact finding, right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just sitting there taking it and saying, I don't know. I had to inform my downline. Okay, now to move on to the next subject, okay, which is your own internal challenges. And this should be short and sweet because we've talked about it many times. If you have a health challenge, if you're going through a divorce, if one of your family members has a health challenge, if your job says you got to go here for 6 months, if you're in the military and you're deployed, if you are incapacitated for some reason, or if you have to go through some medical procedures yourself, guys, these are challenges, unfortunately, that it's life and it happens. And how you handle this is absolutely imperative to the health of your business. And the only way that I know is always I would defer to communication, because that is key. You've got to tell the truth, and you got to tell people what's going on, and you got to communicate it effectively. Okay. You don't have to let them know everything. Hey, I'm going to my chemo today. Hey, I'm going to do this today. Hey, you don't need to do that on Facebook or any place else. Okay. Just say, hey, Marie, this is Rob. Just letting you know, I'm not going to be back for the next 3 days. I've got some procedures to go through, and she gets it. She doesn't need all the details. Okay. So the thing is that from the get-go, if I call Marie one day and say, hey, I got some health challenges, and I'm not going to go into detail because I really don't know what it entails at this point, but I'm going to be gone for about a week or 10 days. I got a series of tests I got to go through. Based on what's going on, I may have to go into emergency surgery. Okay, she gets it. And I'll say, Marie, if you don't mind, I'm going to pass out an email just to my leaders, and I'll BCC her, means blind carbon copy her the message, and she'll have a list of all the emails in that email. And I'm going to tell them, hey, Marie is taking over. I've got a health challenge, and over the next 10 days, I'm going to be going through a series of tests, maybe even surgery. I don't know yet, but I cannot focus on the business. I have to take care of this ASAP. And they'll get it. And I'll tell them, please, if you have any challenges, get with Marie. She's more than capable of helping you guys. Just act like she's me. Okay? Don't stop what you're doing. It's your business. It's your future that's at stake. And that's the power of the business, is that if somebody steps away, guess what? You guys can continue to pursue your dreams. And you always want to say that, Miss Marie, because you want them to focus on why they joined the business. And that was what? To create their own dream.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you just say, Marie's more than capable of helping you. Okay. She knows as much as I do, if not more. So guys, don't hesitate. I'll be back. I'm not going anywhere. I'll keep you guys posted. Rob, see you later. Okay. And that's it. And then Marie she'll immediately within the first day or 2 days, no longer than 48 hours, she's going to set up a Zoom call with all those people in that email. And she's going to say, hey, I don't know anything right now. Rob said he'll keep me posted. As soon as I get it, I'll let you guys know. He's trying to keep it private. But hey, he has told you guys that I'm more than capable, and I am. My knowledge is very deep in this. Rob and I have known each other for a long time. We have worked hand in hand in the past. That's a reason why he felt comfortable asking me to help out. Okay, because he knows that I know what I'm doing, and I'm more than capable of helping you guys. Don't stop pursuing. That's the power of this business model, is that it allows you to continue to pursue your goals when a life event happens. God forbid it happens to any of you. Okay, so set the example for your downline in case it happens to be you one day, right, Miss Marie? You want to show them that this is a powerful thing, not a bad thing. They don't need to panic because Rob's gone. They'll say, you know what, she's right. If this ever happens to me or one of my family members, I can count on my downline. This is the right way to do it. And that's what she's going to tell them. Guys, this is how you handle a life event in network marketing. And so they're going to get refocused. Due to that conversation, they're going to say, you know what, she's right. And she'll close it out by saying, look, the best thing you can do for Rob, he takes a lot of pride in helping people and helping people reach their dreams. Guys, don't stop. He'll love hearing the stories. Just continue on. And if anything, go faster, because you never know when that may knock on your door. And there you go, right, Miss Marie?
Well, absolutely. And it's it kind of focuses on the importance of the duplication and duplicating correctly, right? So those consistent and correct business building activities, training your downline to do the exact same thing, and making sure good duplication is happening throughout your organization. That allows you to withstand those types of situations where you may need to step away for a little bit.
That's right. Absolutely. And you guys got to realize on the other side of the coin, as we close this subject, is that if you continue on, if you get your downline, and you can say this without feeling bad, you can say, look, Rob, guys, you're going to be helping Rob out. Rob's paying cash for this. So if you stop or quit or whatever, and I'm not going to put this on you, but think about it. He's depending on his monthly income to pay for these procedures, this moment in life. And it can happen to you guys too. Guys, let's just all focus on why we're here and what we're trying to accomplish. And that's going to help Rob. It's one less thing he has to worry about is his monthly income, right, Miss Marie?
Yep.
And if you do it right, and just tell the truth and say, let's not let him down. And that's a conversation. And if it ever happens to somebody in their downline, okay, guess what? They're going to remember the conversation they had with Marie on the Zoom call. They're going to say, well, this is how we handle this. God forbid that ever happens. But now they have an example, a living example on how to properly handle an internal issue. And guys, change is inevitable. Hopefully it's not a personal thing. Hopefully it's just a company thing. But if it ends up being a private thing, that is how you're going to handle it. And your business will be held together, but it's got to be effective communication. It starts with the person going through that challenge. Right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. All right. So now the external. We talked about the economy a little bit. Guys, believe it or not, war, as much as I hate to say it, the economy, a local closing of a production plant, if you're big in a certain, especially in the Rust Belt, Miss Marie, where, there's big production companies and people want to get out of that environment and they're starting a network marketing business on the side, hopefully one day to be able to complement their retirement or maybe even transition into full-time, whatever the case may be. And if that company closes its doors, you got a bunch of people that are panicking. If they're making $200-300 a month already on a part-time basis, they're all going home, and the wife or spouse, whoever it may be, is going to say, you got to step it up ASAP, okay? And you're going to have some panicking people. And the one thing you have to do is remain calm and say, look, you're already doing all the right things. Let's do a review real quick. And you can actually do this on a Zoom call. You can put it out and say, hey, guys, I realize a bunch of you were affected by the closing of this plant. And I know the economy's not doing well, and you guys are looking at possibly taking this full time. We're going to do a Zoom call, and everybody that is making X amount per month and wanting to take it to a higher level, we're going to do the Zoom call and address those issues. Okay. Now you want to do that because you want to talk to as many people as possible, as quick as possible. You do not want to be answering 22,000 emails. Okay. Because Miss Marie, anytime, email's too slow. You answer one question, then they come back with another question. Well, that's a great answer, Rob. That raises another question. Well, it never ends.
Right.
You get on a Zoom call, you're like, okay, guys, here's the most important issues. Rob's in total control, and I can put down the top 5 reasons. And beyond those top 5, I ain't going any further. Okay. So, but I'm going to pick up the 5 most, the biggest concerns that those people will have. Okay. So the point is, I get on a Zoom call and I say, all right, all of you guys that are making, some decent money already, and you're looking to take this to the next level. I've got your emails. I understand your concerns. Here's the top 5 concerns, and here's what we're going to address. Okay. We're going to do this real quick. This is going to be recorded. We're going to put it up on our YouTube channel when we get done, so you can go back and review it. Okay. And there we go. And all of you that have questions afterwards, I'll do my best to answer them all. I cannot answer them all. I'll answer the most requested questions, because I'm sure the top 5, even though that's the top 5 you guys have brought up, there may be a couple of other questions that are missed. And that's how you would handle that. Okay. And these are outside sources. People, you say war. Well, that's because you have people in the military, and if there's an event in another part of the world, and the husband or the wife, whatever the case may be, is deployed, and they're the ones building the business, the spouse, and I've seen this happen, pick up and say, because the spouse was an active part not every spouse sits in the corner and goes, "You're part of network marketing." There are spouses out there that support their spouse and enjoy the events and the people, and I have seen them pick up. All right, so this does happen, but the point is that you're going to have there again another situation where you may have to, do a Zoom call and address those issues, and of course that's a unique situation. But here's the thing: when it's all said and done, the steps are the same. Whether you're in the military, whether you're in the production plant, whatever the case may be. Other outside sources could be, unfortunately, the value, inflation, like Miss Maria is probably the best way to put it. Believe it or not, the cost of goods going up forces a lot, even if they have their same job. All of a sudden, where they had an extra $200 available every week, all of a sudden it's down to $125 a week, right, Miss Marie? That they have left over because inflation, gas has gone up, food's gone up, all these other things, healthcare has gone up, and they used to have a comfortable little margin at the end of the week, and now that comfortable margin has dwindled, and they're starting to panic a little bit, Miss Marie. They realize, oh my gosh, if something happens, we are going to be in a tough spot. We have got to find a way to make some extra money on the side. So once again, that's not necessarily the economy, but it is the economy, okay? Political change, believe it or not, can have a huge impact on what is going on in our country and what people will or will not do. And Miss Marie, most times when it's an outside source, like the economy, government, whatever, intervention, whatever the case may be, people are looking for stability. And it's not just the money all the time. They're like, you know what? I want something that's inflation proof. In other words, your money is not affected by the inflation in network marketing. I'm not saying it's a miracle thing here. What I'm saying is that in your job, you have a fixed income. You're making $20 an hour based on what kind of degree you have and whether you're in management. If you're on the line, that may be about as far up as you're going to go. You may max out at $25 an hour, and so you might be lucky enough to go to 30. The point is there's a ceiling. Okay, I used to work at the Ford plant as a contractor, and I'm going to tell you, I've been around a lot of major international production companies. I was there for a long time. I know the pay structure, and there is a ceiling on that. Okay, and there is in every position for the most part. That's the reason why they come up with bonuses so they can quote unquote pay you more, because legally or by company bylaws they are only allowed to pay so much for that position. All right. So that being said, Ms. Marie, people want to know, or they feel comfortable when they know, hey, I can make more money, right? And that doesn't mean you have to create another product. It means, hey, all I got to do is get my ass out there and get in work.
Yeah, and again, this is where the beauty of network marketing kicks in, right? You can leverage other people's contacts, their efforts in building their business to help build yours. When you have a job, as Rob said, you're kind of limited. You have a pay ceiling, but you also have a limitation in terms of the time you have available.
That's right.
If you're paid on an hourly basis, there are only so many hours in a day that you're going to be able to work. So you're limiting your income there as well. In network marketing, I mean, truly, there is no cap on the income you can earn if you build your business correctly. That's
right. Absolutely. And that is stability, Miss Marie. When people have the ability, because if you're with a production company now and you're making $800 a week and you have $200 a week left over, and all of a sudden it's down to $125 a week that you have left over. The only thing you can do is go out and do handyman work or babysitting or dog walking or some other thing like that on the side to bring in some extra money, which is cool. I'm all for that. But if you say, well, you know what, that is still not enough money, cutting grass or being a golf pro, in other words, teaching golfing lessons in your spare time, whatever, you might say, well, that's going to take X amount of time, and I'm really not going to be able to make enough money to make a difference. And I can't afford to start a traditional business. In other words, I have inventory and I have to advertise it. I would have to build it, I'd have to find somebody to make it for me. You see what I'm saying, Miss Maria? A lot of people want to say, that is not viable. even though I would love to do that, that's not viable. It looks like the network marketing business model is about my best bet at this time. And that's the reason why the outside sources can have a major impact on your business, okay? And as Miss Marie said, the more blood there is in the streets, and I really need to stop using that term, especially in today's environment, that is when the greatest opportunity is, believe it or not, because the masses panic and the smart people don't. The smart people invest while the other people are panicking and selling off and doing stupid, crazy stuff. Okay. And believe me, I've done that. I have bought properties that are distressed, going through divorces and tied up in legal issues. And people are freaking out. I got to get rid of it. Got to get rid of it. And it's like, okay, I'll take it from you. You know what I'm saying, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? When things are going bad, people will look at network marketing that never thought about it before. And they're saying, you know, that's my best bet at this time. You know, I'll be able to put in 2-3 hours a day. And because of the leveraging and duplication, I'll be able to leverage my time and efforts into some money. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, not to beat a dead horse here either, the flexibility that it provides in any type of economy, because you talk about some of the side hustle things, you know, dog walking and, you know, taking care of issues for other people. Well, other people tend to struggle when the economy's not going well either, and they cut back on those things. So some of those side hustle gigs become harder to get as well.
They do. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, guys, we've covered this well. Miss Marie, as you could tell, I talked quickly because I knew this was going to be a full show. I hurried as fast as I could. All right, if you like what you heard, if you see value in it and you can see we're going to help you, please give us a thumbs up. Miss Marie, we got some new subscribers on our YouTube channel. Did you know that?
I did not.
And we're constantly getting more and more people on our website all the time. All right, so we're getting good stuff here, and we're really appreciative. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear. You understand the points we're making. You can see the value and how they can help you. We really appreciate that immediate feedback. We're grateful for it. And if you will, when you're on one of those social media platforms, please share, like, and comment. It helps us with the algorithm. It helps to get this information out in front of more and more people. Also, if you go to our YouTube channel, please subscribe and hit the little bell twice so you can be notified when we go live or upload new content. All right. Miss Marie, I won't go through the promos because we've already taken up enough of these good people's time. Everyone, we hope that you have a safe day, a great day. We shall see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. as usual, Eastern Standard Time, where it's going to be Freelance Friday, Miss Marie. Another Friday, number 59. That's right.
And who knows what we'll be talking about.
Now, I'll be celebrating our 100th big time. I'll do something really special when we get to 100 episodes. And we're racing right to it. We're almost there. Just a few more to go.
Getting there.
Yeah. 3 or 4 more. We'll be there. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, take care. God bless.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. Download our podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast platforms. Visit our website at www.themlmsolution.net for additional important information, show details, and past shows. Follow us on Parler, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the get notified button while visiting our other social media platforms.